back to the Dice Tower's coverage of Origins 2018. I'm Eric Summerer here with Sarah Erickson from Renegade Games. Hello, Sarah. Welcome to Columbus.
Hello. Thanks for having me. This is great. It's a little crazy here right now, but it's fun.
It's good. We have a whole bunch of exciting games to talk about that every time you kept pulling things out of your bag, I got more excited. We should get started. First up is Junk Orbit, which comes in this big canister, basically. Tell us about Junk Orbit.
So this is a pick up and deliver game that's got some special extra stuff going on.
Okay.
And we've got a banner being hung.
Yes,
that's exciting.
Of course.
Of course, great timing. So Junk Orbit is a game where you are taking advantage of Newton's third law of physics, which says that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So you are a spaceship and you are going to be trying to deliver junk to the correct appropriate locations.
Okay.
So let's say that you have a piece of junk that says Johnson.
All right.
That means that you're trying to deliver it to that location on the board.
And it has a colored banner at the top and a name that we're aiming for.
Yep, and the color tells you that it's going to be a location on the moon, and the number tells you how far it's going to go. So that's the amount of the reaction.
Okay.
So let's say that I have this piece of junk in my deliveries,
All right.
or I'm sorry, in my cargo area here.
Okay.
So we'll put that over so the camera can see it. So we've got cargo that's actually inside our ship.
Yep.
And then we've got, if we deliver anything, it'll go over there. Well, we want to deliver Johnson. So we have a couple different ways to do that. We can either send our ship to Johnson, and that would be by taking one of these one pieces. We shoot the junk out the back of the ship there, and our ship
Which forces our ship to go the other direction.
Okay, go there.
Okay.
And so now we're in Johnson, so we could take this piece of junk and deliver it. And
Okay.
now we have 1 point. So we get 1 point towards the end of the game. Whoever has the most points wins.
All right. Sounds simple.
There's a second way that we could have done that. So let's say we roll this back a little bit. We can also throw junk out the back of our ship, and if it lands in the right place, it also gets delivered. So we'll take this, we throw it there, and that's going to move our
moves us
ship
that way.
there. But now this is in a matching location, so that gets delivered, and we get 1 point.
So we slam dunk it from a distance.
Yeah, so you throw it or you take it there gently. These are both options.
Okay.
No matter which way you go, whenever you land on a spot with your ship, you're gonna pick that up. It goes now in your cargo area. We'll replace it, and so that's how you refill what you have. And that's it, simple. There's a few other rules, obviously, but that is the gist of the game.
Okay.
Very straightforward. So a few of the other things, you do each get special ship powers that allow you to do various different things, like picking up from either side, maybe delivering close to you, even if you're not quite in the right spot. So little things that let you cheat the system. My particular power is actually interesting because when you shoot something, let's say I now have a 2. So if I shoot this piece of junk over here, it'll land there, and I move 2 spaces. So I could go 1, 2, and I can either start orbiting Mars, or I could have gone 1, 2, and continue orbiting the moon.
Right.
So normally you always have to go in figure 8s around the board.
Right.
But my special power allows me to backtrack. So if I'm here, I can go back.
You can basically aim for the other side of the planet.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I can cheat that system. I can move around a little bit more easily. So that's a great power to have. But each of them has a front power and on the A side, and then also a B side that's a little bit more interactive.
Okay.
So let's say you like a game where maybe you're messing with your opponents a little bit, that kind of stuff. All of the B sides are going to be more that style of play, which is really nice. I like that you have that option, so you don't have to be fighting with everybody if you don't want to be, but you can do that if you want. And so these sides are going to be things like if you throw a piece of junk, let's say I threw this one space, it's going to land on top of those guys, and now they all have to dump a piece of junk. So they lose a piece of something that's in their cargo.
Gotcha.
That's just a regular game rule, so that actually happens all the time, A or B, but the B sides will make that type of thing happen more often.
Okay. How do you get more junk?
So every time you land on a space after you've moved, so if I moved there, if I threw a junk there, I'd land here and then I take that. Now that goes in my cargo area and that'll get refilled.
Okay. So these are just the basic junk. You get more cargo that can be used as junk.
Yep, and you'll see that now there's 2 here. If somebody was able to move over there, they pick up both of those. So that'll get you even more cargo faster.
So what ends the game?
When one of these piles runs out, then the game ends. And I only put a few of these pieces out. These piles will actually be quite a bit bigger.
All right.
The game takes about 30 to 45 minutes. You can certainly spend more time thinking about it if you want, because it's a little bit of a puzzle to get to the places that you want to go.
Yeah.
But I would say most of my games haven't lasted more than 45 minutes.
Okay. The last thing I wanted to mention about this is that it has this canister, and I have to make sure it's lined up. Because if it's not, it'll drive me crazy on the shelf. So when can we get Junk Orbit?
This actually comes out at friendly local game stores on July 27th.
Okay.
So it's coming out pretty soon, and it'll be full release July 11th. So go support your local game stores. They're going to have this for it a little bit earlier, and they'll have special promo cards. It's a whole pack of different ship powers.
Oh, awesome.
So you definitely want to go pick it up as soon as possible.
Cool. Well, I'd love to keep talking about Junk Orbit, but we have a bunch to discuss. So what is next on our docket here?
So the next thing I wanted to chat about is I'm not going to give you a ton of info. We have more to talk about it later.
Okay.
But our next one is one of our big Gen Con releases.
Ooh.
So Clank in Space Apocalypse is coming out. This will be at Gen Con. You can pre-order it now from our website. And this is the first expansion for Clank in Space. So we've done a couple expansions for regular Clank. We have Mummy's Curse that just came out a few months ago, and also Sunken Treasures. But this is the first expansion we've done for Clank in Space.
Yes.
So it adds a few different things. I'm gonna flip that over and show you. So we've got extra double-sided tiles. So in regular Clank in Space, it's a modular board. You've got all these double-sided tiles. This gives you even more.
Okay.
So the original board had 48 potential setups, and this gives you several more. I haven't calculated it yet.
No, sure.
It also gives you these new cards, just like Sunken Treasures or Mummy's Curse. It gives you an extra set of cards that will work specifically with these tiles, and then also a whole nother deck of cards. And I'm just gonna pull these out here.
Oh, you're just gonna tease us with a couple cards.
I'll show you a few of these. So these are called schemes, and I'll show you. These are going to add extra special things that you can do in the game that are not part of the original Clank in Space at all. Very interesting.
That's all we get.
We'll show you more later. It's going to be fun.
I'm excited about that one. Wait, so you said Gen Con.
Gen Con,
for Clank in Space Apocalypse. All right, what's next?
Apocalypse. Let's talk about Prowlers Passage.
Okay.
So this is a game from one of my favorite designers. Not only a wonderful guy, but also just an incredible designer. And this is Prowlers Passage. So he did Gold Rush, Sentient, World's Fair, and Alice. So in this game, it's exactly a two-player game, which I think is great. Really, the industry, I think, is opening up to a wider variety of people. And one of those groups of people is couples or just best friends or whoever playing games together. And so this is just for your only two players, but it gives you a deeper strategy feel. This isn't just a quick one-time thing. In this game, you are digging underneath the city to try and collect treasures. But there's several different areas that you can be controlling, and on your turn, it's very simple. You're just going to take one of your tunnels and you'll place it on any road, and you collect the token on there. And then you'll look at what different areas you put your tunnel next to. In this case, it's yellow and pink. So I'm going to move yellow and purple towards me. If you had put something near, let's say, purple, it would move back towards you. So depending on which side of the board. So one player, second player.
It's a tug of war.
It's exactly a tug of war. But you're also collecting these tokens, and each one of these different locations that you're controlling will give you different scoring that also is affected by how many of these tokens you have. So every decision that you make, while it seems very simple, you're just placing a thing, there's a lot of different scoring things that will have to do with where you want to put that. And they don't have to be connected. I could put that all the way over there if I wanted to. So for example, the gold building, you'll get points, just 5 straight up points for controlling gold. Very simple. But then you also get points based on how many of the gold tokens you have. And these are all just randomly put out there. But then some of the other ones, depending on which buildings you own, you'll get points for how far you have it down your track, or how many of these statues you control, and you control those by having all of the roads around it filled. So there's a lot of different scoring things. They're all interconnected, and so your choices are actually very deep, but the game is very simple. quite elegant.
Very cool. And how soon can we see Prowlers Passage?
It's out now.
It's out now.
It just barely came out last Wednesday.
Okay.
So all ready to go.
Fantastic.
It's exciting.
All right, a few more to see.
All right.
Let's send that one, yeah.
Yep.
See if we can make room over here.
Going that way. This one is
this one looks adorable.
Oh my gosh, this is one of the cutest games we've ever put out.
Okay.
It's just so cute. And what makes it even better, this is the Tea Dragon Society, and so you're in charge of a tiny little baby dragon. And you need to care for it, feed it, groom it. Occasionally they bite or get bored, or maybe they're hungry, and so you need to take care of all of their needs.
All right.
I actually talked to the designer last week, and he said that he had a new puppy while he was designing this game, and you can totally tell.
Yeah. So choose the furniture at some point?
Yes, they when they get bored, they might do that.
Yep.
So what you're gonna do is pick one of the dragons to be in charge of, because we each will pick a deck specific to which dragon we want to care for.
Okay.
And that deck, you'll see chamomile, so this would be part of her deck. And it's a deck building game, but it's very simple. So you'll start with a little mini deck of cards, and on your turn, you have to make a very simple choice. You either draw a card from your deck, or you purchase a card from the market or from the season stack. And once enough of each season is gone, so we'll start with spring, and we'll put a few of these spring cards out here.
Okay.
And let's say we're just playing a two-player game, so we'd only have a couple of these out. Once all but one of these is gone, we just go on to the next season.
Okay.
And once all the seasons have been dealt with, then it's the end of the game, and you count out how many points you have. So when you buy cards from the market, you'll just see what cards you have in front of you. So you've been drawing cards. Say you've drawn these ones. Well, you've got those are from different decks. So let's say you drew these ones. So now you have 3 tea leaves, and that's what you're going to use to buy cards from the market, which would be out here. And look, that one costs you 3 tea leaves to make that tea.
Okay.
Very thematic.
Yep.
And so then you would buy this, and that will spend these cards. They'll go into your discard.
Yep.
And now that'll be out in front of you. It doesn't give you any tea, but it now gives you a special power. So every time you're going to draw that in the future, you get to do that thing. It's a really straightforward deck builder.
Okay.
Very cute. Draw cards, buy cards, take care of your dragons.
Sounds good. How long does it play?
I would say 20 minutes for most of the games that I've played. Officially, let's see what it says. Okay, I don't know. We'll look on that later. Oh, there we go. It's 30 to 60 minutes officially. For most of the gamers I played this with, we get through it in about 20 minutes.
Okay.
But this really isn't for the super hardcore gamer fans. This is really designed for anyone who just likes adorable, cute games. Maybe if you want to have one of your non-gamer friends learn about deck building, this is excellent. And it's based off of a graphic novel series by Katie O'Neill called The Tea Dragon Society. You can go and read it online for free. It's a webcomic, or you can buy her graphic novel.
Very neat. And how soon can we get this one?
This is also coming out on June 27th.
Okay.
Or we have it here for sale at Origins, and we have a convention exclusive box. So if you want the different box cover, come get it now.
I see. All right.
Nice.
I think we have one more down there, right?
We do. We have one more.
Got to keep you on track.
I know, there's too many fun games.
We're running out of room to put them, though. Okay.
I know, it's going to be fun getting all this cleaned up.
Last but not least.
Last but not least. So this is another one that's not actually out yet. This comes out July 11th, and this is Spy Club. I'm going to grab some parts.
I mean, just the theme of this sounds fantastic. This is a co-publication between Foxtrot and Renegade.
Yes, and we love working with Foxtrot. They have made a lot of excellent games, starting with Lanterns, World's Fair, Fox in the Forest, Sunday Split. So every project we worked on with them has just been excellent. They're basically like a design studio, and they work for almost a whole year on each game that they make.
Wow.
And then they have all of it ready to go, and then we actually publish it, manufacture it, help with the sales and marketing. It's a great partnership.
Excellent.
We have a lot of fun with them. So this is really different than anything they've done before. This is a campaign style game. They're using the term mosaic as a system.
Okay.
And that means it's basically a non-destructive legacy game.
Wow.
So you can play it just once and have a great time, or you can play it 5 times for one campaign. And there's 40 different campaign modules in here.
Whoa.
So these are all different rules that are going to change the way that you play when you get to them.
How many cards are in this?
Oh, geez. There's a ton of cards in this
Well, it
box.
says cards 1 through 90.
There you
So
go.
90 cards, and that's another 9. So 180 plus whatever you've got. Oh, wow.
So these cards, there's still more stuff in this box. I didn't pull hardly anything out, just enough to show you what we're trying to do.
It says do not open until instructed to do so. I was not instructed to do so.
Nope,
So
not
stay right there.
yet. So the basic rules of the game is that you're trying to figure out who or what or where in this mystery. And to do that, let's say we found all the yellow ones. So we'll have cards in front of us and we're trying to swap them out and get them arranged and trade them amongst each other because it's a cooperative game.
It is cooperative. Excellent.
And once we're able to, when we get a color that we're working on, we'll put it up here in sort of the solved area. Once we have 5 of the same color, we've solved that one color. We need all 5 colors solved to be able to find out the motive, suspect, and so on.
Okay.
Once we've done all 5 of those, then we solve that mystery. That's one game. And so we'll go through 5 games for a whole campaign. But this is just the way you played the first time.
Right.
The second time, maybe you're playing mini golf, maybe you're doing a Rubik's Cube. And those are game mechanics when I say those things. So instead of getting 5 in a row, maybe we have a 3x3 grid that we're trying to solve and move around. Every game has just been crazy different. So you need to play through at least 5 to really get a good feel for how everything works.
Okay.
There's some really wild stuff in here, and the components are great. The art is beyond excellent. This is an unreasonably cheap game for
So
how quality these components
There's
are.
detailed graffiti on this card holder. The little jungle band. There's a dumpster back here. This is.
So you think
there's even pavement below it.
So you think it's just a card holder?
Of course, it's not just a card holder. Of course, it's not, because I can hear the inflection. I know there's more to this. It appears to be a card holder.
It starts out as a card holder.
Oh my goodness! So this might actually have some gameplay. I don't know.
You
I don't know what's in that box.
I don't know. You haven't read through these cards
I
yet.
haven't, and I was not instructed to do so. How soon can we get our hands on Spy Club?
July 11th.
July 11th.
Yeah, this is a very cool game. Do not miss this one. It's only $45 too, which I
Wow.
can't think of another game that has this much replayability for that cheap.
Yeah, I mean, this is very high on my list to play with my kids. I see it says 10 plus.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one that I'm definitely going to want to play with them.
So our customer service person plays some games, but she's not a heavy gamer,
Yeah.
and she has 3 kids, ages 7 to 12, and no joke, just out of the blue, she called me and said this is the best game she's ever played with her kids because it was great for her 12-year-old and her 7-year-old, and
Yeah.
usually that's not compatible. That's a hard group.
Yeah, that is. I've got 10 and 7, and so...
It's perfect.
Yeah, I
You
think
will
this is-
love this game with your kids.
Okay, July 11th, you said, right? Okay.
Yeah, it'll be excellent.
Sarah, thank you so much for spending some time with us despite the chaos around us.
It's a little exciting.
It is. It makes things interesting. Thank you for watching. We'll have more from Origins very soon.